This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, the old school lineup starting off tonight. Max will be joining us in a bit, but Wes Kerr and Justin Jarrett with you on the LowcoSports Lowdown Monday night edition. And I wasn't here Friday night. I took Friday night off. I was just mentally wiped after coaching softball Friday night, first scrimmage for the Canes, and that was just too much for me to divert my brain to other topics that night. So I had to take it off, but it was a great weekend, a busy weekend.
Birthday weekend.
It was a birthday weekend. It was my birthday Saturday. I've already forgotten that it was my birthday. It was a pretty typical birthday for me in that I spent it in service to, LowcoSports in one way or another. Saturday morning, I was at the Oscar Fraser and MC Riley concession stands, unloading groceries to prep for the season and get the concession stands ready, and building tables and doing manual labor and doing all those things I do. And then Saturday afternoon, we got to spend a fantastic afternoon in the Cove. It was senior day. It was awesome. Ronnie Funball's men got the dub and sent us on to a home game Wednesday in the Cove in the Peach Belt tournament. So we'll talk with Brackin Lambert in just a few minutes about that. Sunday, I was on the softball field as usual. We had one Lowco basketball tryouts and H2 basketball tryouts out at the Ville. So Robbie and Fish and Keenan and CJ and all of them were out there running the girls, and we saw a lot of talent from around the Lowco and Savannah areas. So we're excited about the growth of that program. And I did get to have some strawberry cake. It was like strawberry shortcake, but in a cake. It had like a whipped creamy type frosting. So it really tastes like strawberry shortcake, but without all the accoutrement. But it's quite nice. I'm going to have a slice after the show, as a matter of fact. So how was your weekend, Wes?
Oh, it was great. Obviously, the basketball was a highlight for me. Seeing the ladies finishing off their season, and just to see the senior day between the women and the men's game, so bittersweet. Just awesome to see both the men and the women get honored, and to see some outstanding young women wrap up their careers. Some that I've got to know really well, and great to see their families along for that last afternoon, that last game, and then the guys getting it done against Augusta in another absolutely wild one. I'll tell you, there have been a few occurrences of some crazy games over there at the Cove. This one was another one. The Sand Sharks pull off yet another home victory, and most importantly, they secure that first ever Peach Belt tournament game, but not just that, first Peach Belt tournament home game.
Right.
So they will be facing off with Lander Wednesday night, and
the funny thing is it turned out they didn't even have to win.
Right. Yep. They would have gotten the help anyway, but there was no way of knowing. So you had to try to take care of it on your home.
It felt a lot better going driving home Saturday, knowing we had it taken care of and not having to worry about that Flagler GSW game. But
no doubt about that.
But before we go any deeper into that, let's get our friend in here, Brackin Lambert. But first, our presenting sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsor and our original sponsor of LowcoSports. They've been with us since the beginning in 2017, still supporting LowcoSports and all kinds of teams and organizations involved with sports around the Lowco. So if you have legal needs, call on Mickelson Law Firm. They're the folks who support your kids and their teams, and they'll help you with your legal needs. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. And they present our friend Brackin Lambert tonight to talk USCB Sand Shark basketball. What's up, buddy? I know you're running on fumes. We're still in crossover season. We've extended it for at least a few more days thanks to Ron Fudala's squad. And even though that means more work for you, I know you were as happy as anyone. You were standing over there enjoying hearing the students trolling our friend Darren, aka Dip. And just feeling every moment of an intense game in the Cove, man. That was fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, shout out to Ivan Pont and some of our servicemen, the Marines who have found USCB basketball, and that's who was absolutely killing it. They told Metris the entire time, It was incredible. He's a drill instructor, so he Brady and I were talking, and we're like, man, how does he have the stamina to do this? And like, I mean, it was just.
That's all he does is scream at 18-year-olds all day, right?
Yeah. So it was, and you could tell that the bench was starting to get into it. I mean, even some of their fans. Augusta doesn't like coming here. They're 0-2.
Oh, yeah.
And
hasn't been kind to
they
him.
just don't
They
like.
passed 589 wins, but none in that building.
Yeah, I don't think he ever will, man.
I have the seat behind the scores table, so I can see some things firsthand. There are certainly some animated coaches in the Peach Belt, and he is one of them, no doubt.
Yeah, the whole
he did it again. He was like, "Come here," and they were like, "Nah." They were just standing over by the free throw line during the timeout, like, "Nah," because he had already been restricted at that point. He couldn't walk out there to him.
Well, I mean, he started it immediately, and it was literally. It started after, like, he starts crying about everything,
and then his players start doing it, and
yeah, I mean,
they're easy to like, I'll tell you that.
They could have killed that immediately had they teed him up, and our buddy Tim even last year said, yeah, we should have teed him up early on. It's just I understand he's got 29 years.
He's got the respect, right? He's got the tenure. He's got
he's got no respect from us.
No, I know, but I mean of the officials. And so he's got a reputation. It's like, oh, well, that's just dip. But you're right. Like most guys would not get away with what he gets away with.
I said this right after, if Ron had walked out on the court first play of the game, he would have gotten teed up and been sitting the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and called him out. Like,
yeah. The whole finger thing, the come here thing in the stance.
It is so disrespectful, man. I don't know how he ever gets a call. I don't know how they didn't tee him up. I mean, but it was so funny because he was being so petulant, and they just stood at the free throw line, and they actually said, "No, we're not going."
They said no. After a while,
we've heard enough, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? It just proves that you just can't bully the refs. I feel like I don't want to say anything bad about him as a person. I don't know him.
Well, every other coach has great respect for him, and they think he's wonderful. And I think outside of the game, he is a wonderful personality. Yep. But inside the game, he is a villainous type personality. I mean, he just is, and he leans into it. So you can't even feel bad about pointing it out, because it's clear that it's like part of.
Some coaches just have that character, and that's.
I've got my top three that I just can't stand. I'm just. And I've dealt with them all now 4 times each, and it's not fun.
Jabroni's a great word. We should use it more.
I mean, Jabroni's about to go crazy after, shout out to my boy Sean Becker, who's a huge WWE fan. If the John Cena heel turn, that's going wildfire right now. I'm sure everybody's still.
Is Cena back in wrestling?
Is he really
doing his retirement tour? So
that would be worth watching for me, because I'm a big Cena fan.
Well, he's a villain now, man. He turned on Cody Rhodes. He joined The Rock.
Yeah, but I would still like him as a villain, because I just.
I think it's great. It's the heel turn we've been waiting for. So.
Yeah, I'm for it.
That's exciting. That's cool.
Yeah, I see, Wes, that you have you've pulled up your masterpiece.
Well, it holds true every game, but inspired by the Kansas City Chiefs. I know the Eagles use it a lot. Eagles fans throughout the NFL playoffs, but it's a fight to the end every time.
Oh yeah,
and you're pulling your teeth sometimes. When
I've literally ended 2 games with my hands on my head, and we're 1-1 in those games.
I just was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, no, I mean it's great. The Cove is the absolute best place to play.
And it was in its best form on Saturday, dude. It was amazing,
and it's only going to be better.
Okay. I was just going to say, just you wait until Wednesday, when the stakes are even higher.
Yeah, but I don't know if it'll be as hype as it was on Saturday, and here's why: because all the senior girls' families, they added a lot to it, because there's some personalities in there. Billy Bartle,
Oh,
That
yeah.
man, I want him at every game. He's a great fan, you know.
Yeah, he is. He's
Some of
great.
those people won't be there, and that's kind of a bummer. But I hope, I mean, the students should pack it out, right? And the community should come
I would
out
think so.
and support. It would be crazy if we don't have a full house on Wednesday. So,
I mean, we started getting ticket inquiries last night before we even had confirmation of game time.
Awesome.
As soon as it was announced with
are we gonna have a shanty town out front? People camping out for tickets?
I don't know about that, but we're
We're
definitely going to be
Fudalaville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, they're coming in packs asking about tickets. And then also we've got the
Oh my
sorry,
gosh.
I was reading Kevin Libby's.
Yeah, she does. Like when she said my mom's here and pointed in the direction, I was like, oh, I see her.
Yeah, they're twins.
Oh, the larger Shania over there. Yeah, I see.
But no, I mean, everybody's like asking about tickets. Everybody's excited for it. You know, Dr. Panu was like, do you think we should put something out on social media about our first playoff game? We're like, yes, we're putting something out. We're getting out.
That, buddy. We got
Yeah. And it's great. And you know, the real thing is like this is the first Peach Belt home tournament game in any sport.
Right.
This is
never
not just
soccer hasn't had one yet. Baseball hasn't had one. Softball hasn't had one yet. This is the first.
I mean, early on, soccer looked like they were like, oh man, we're gonna be top 4 this year. I mean, you know, we were once after a week, we were number 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we got there. You know that, but that's how good this conference can be. Is you know, you pick up a win here and a win there, and all of a sudden you're number 1, and then all of a sudden a tie and a loss later you're down at number 7. You know, it's
the
tiebreaker definitely kind of threw me off. I assumed that it would be overall record. That's why we assumed Flagler would be the team we played. But man, that threw me for a loop a little bit.
So what did it end up being?
Yeah, 3-way tie. Lander, Flagler, North Georgia were all tied.
They all finished 9-9, and it was how you competed against the number 1, the top seeds.
Yeah.
So everybody lost.
If anybody had beaten the 1, they would be next.
The 5.
They would win the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Yep. And so it was.
And Lander had a win over Aiken.
Lander had a win over Aiken.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was the only one.
Yeah.
Because North Georgia and Flagler lost both of them to them. So, I mean, this was a down year for a lot of teams who, Georgia Southwestern, you know, we talked about it before. They're the best, 3 and.
Oh, they had a snake bitten season. They lost a lot of close games.
You called that win that they had over Flagler on Saturday night.
I did.
Oh, I mean, I expected
Georgia Southwestern's going to get one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they finished with 4 wins. So
hey, that's a tough draw as an 8 seed. If you're playing Columbus State, that's a sneaky tough game. I know Columbus State they're looking like top of the conference, but you can't sleep on that.
No, you can't because that team's so big. Like they will neutralize a little bit of Columbus State's or neutralize Columbus State's size a good bit. You know, I mean, the one big guy, you know, he's trouble. He's a problem. The like 6'10" guy. But like Jelani James, he won't look so long against that Columbus State team. They might be able to neutralize him a little bit. It wouldn't shock me terribly if they got knocked out.
I mean, the last 2 years
streak, like I feel like they're due to drop one, you know.
Yeah. Well, the last 2 years, the number 1 seeds lost the first game. Last year it was Georgia College upsetting Aiken. And I mean, how do you think Aiken felt having to host the rest of the tournament last year?
So that's why they made the switch.
I mean, all we need is the top 3 seeds to lose and us to win, and the whole thing.
It's a non-zero probability.
That's going to be scary because we can see. So we had our conference call this morning. We can treat this game just like a home game. It's basically a home game,
right? Except you have to pay for the stream, right?
You do have to pay for the stream. It will not be streamed through the Sandshard Game Day Network. It will be streamed through the Peach Belt Network, the PBC Sports Network. So fans looking at that, you can get it for $10, or you can get a tournament package for $20. So, that's and then it's not too shabby.
I mean, that's here's the thing I've always said when people fussed about charging for live streams or whatever. If you're paying $10 to get into the game, I mean, what is it to pay $10 to watch the game? You know, I mean, like Same difference.
Yeah, I think it'll be more appealing to the Lander fans to buy it than trying to travel down here. We don't know how many we travel. We only have to guarantee 25 seats for Lander fans.
That's it. 25.
25 seats. Yeah,
That's wild. That's a
so
wildly low number.
So the first two rows, well, it's not a low number when it's not as crazy when we have, other arenas have 4,000 seats. They only have to guarantee those, and they're never selling it out.
Right.
When we have, 600, we've got, so that's
that seemed like a staggeringly low number for them to get, though. I would have thought at least like 2 per player or something. I guess I would have thought more like in the 40 to 50 range. 25 just like stunned me. But
the first 2 rows behind the bench are going to be theirs this time. Usually we have a stack of 4 kind of off to the side right behind the bench. But we decided the first 2 rows behind the bench now will be for them.
Keep any of the trolls out from right behind the bench.
Well, I mean, hey, the trollers, the Marines were, 4 or 5 rows up.
Oh, yeah. And they were letting them have it. Man, it was fun.
Man, well, it was great because Wednesday night, Wednesday kind of was a sour game just because, you could have taken care of business and won that game and clinched your playoff hope and your home playoff game against the number 1 seed in the conference. And, it would have been great. And then I don't want to say that Saturday's game wouldn't have meant anything, but you would have. Well,
if you go back to Flagler, if you won both of those, you could have gotten a 2 seed.
Right.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? But then playing, then at that point, you'd either be playing Flagler again or North Georgia.
Right.
Yeah. In this scenario.
It's like every game's a trap game. No matter what.
I saw that, or I was like, Gina texted me last night and was like, it looks like we're playing Lander. And I was like, wait, what? How? Yeah. Because I didn't know the tiebreaker because they didn't.
Yeah, that came out of left field.
Yeah.
So I was like, what?
I knew the possibility.
Kind of scary because we beat them twice. That makes me kind of nervous.
Although I will say, the last meeting, we kind of
smoked them here.
Yeah,
that
was one of the best games that I've seen them play all year.
66 or something.
86, 66, yeah.
How did that stick in my head? I have no idea, but I remembered that.
Yeah.
Well, that was the game that everybody got
every day, but I remembered that score exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the game that Ronnie emptied the bench. So, when you get those guys in there and it's Malin had a couple of points, Musa had a few points, AJ and Jordan got out there. So it was good to see them get out there and get a little bit of time. And so but yeah, so tickets are on sale, $15 for reserve seating. If you want reserve seating, go ahead and get it now because it's going to sell out fast.
Yeah.
And $10.
You want them beer seats, you better get on it.
Yeah, so we're working on getting Low Country Taps to sponsor the game to come serve alcohol at the game.
Rob and I had an idea, Rob's idea actually, but I'm rolling with it. I'm taking partial credit on the broadcast during the women's game. We should get someone, I guess, Low Country Taps, to create a peach belt wheat that you serve. And
we've talked with the bank. They have it's like a blue Gatorade seltzer. Actually pretty good. And so we were trying to see if we could, work with the bank and get that as a Finnegan's brew.
Finnegan's brew. Ooh, I like that.
So that's something that's.
Here's a question from Kevin Libby. What player is most likely to reach a higher level under playoff pressure? And then I think he answered his own question. Relat?
Yeah, Ollie. I mean, Ollie's got that experience, especially with how well FAU did.
Run.
Yeah.
So
I think Ollie's going to another level.
I mean, and he very well can. He can do it. He can do it all, man. He can score when he needs to score, and then he's going to dish out. I mean, he's got the single season. Well, I don't know. Kenny had a really good game assist wise, so I think Kenny's taken over as the single season assist leader now.
Oh yeah, they were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Ollie had 75 going into Saturday's game, and I think he only had like 2 or 3.
Have you clipped the windmill dunk yet?
No. Well, because you know why? It's not in this play-by-play. I have to go back and find it because it was not put in the play-by-play as a slam dunk.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I told him it was a dunk.
So I mean, it was somebody
played
dunk. And
it was
Gina
early in the game.
I think it was at 20. I think it put us up 24-12. And yeah, that was
I'm on a mission now because that thing was sick.
Yeah, definitely have to find that one.
It was unreal.
Yeah, I mean that's the play of March right now.
The year.
I don't know. Kyle's dunk against Aiken was that was a February play, but man, that was pretty epic.
There it comes. Here it comes. I got it.
Here we go.
Oh. And then we'll let you get out of here pretty soon because I know you're
while we're waiting, just some comments about senior day because we'll get to the dunk first and then we'll go there. But
here we go. Oh, hold on. We gotta have audio for this.
Trying to send a picture of us to our friend Peter Haber. Speaking of Syracuse folks,
I did send that picture. Peter Haber,
that's your guy. Oh man, and he's
all right.
become a friend of mine through you. Just wished me happy birthday, so I had to make sure that I sent a picture too. Me and one of his favorite
people. Yeah, that was awesome. It was cool. I had chill bumps.
22-12 USCB. Great start for the Sand Sharks. Gaines gets a screen from Price. Decent. Wow. One hand put that slam. Caught it with one hand, windmilled it in.
That was sick.
Oh man,
that was sick.
Yeah, that tomahawk, man. He is Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, man. I think the guys I saw them and they were before practice today and they were just so relaxed, and it's a completely different mindset. I mean, last year they were, they ended the season with 2 road games at to end the season, and this year, I mean, everything's just different. This group of guys, they mesh. They play so well together. And I mean, you're going to lose 2 big pieces with, at the point with KG and Ollie, and then you lose, even though Pat didn't get really significant minutes, he played a huge part in just like getting them ready.
Augusta.
And then, you lose Kyle, who is, not necessarily your team captain. Ron never said he had
but he's kind of the glue, man. He's
the guy.
He's that guy, that veteran guy who steps up and does something when it's time.
Yeah. I think right now, yes, the time you can't see me. Yeah. The time is now to go out there and put everything on the line. You have nothing to lose because no matter what, you're not getting an at-large bid. You're not getting a chance at it.
Yeah, this is your
natty.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you're playing for. You get to play for a championship.
Yeah, you go and you play all out.
You win every game they were willing to put in front of you.
Yeah, that's all you can ask. I mean, you got this one. You want the next one. Make it to the semifinal. Win the semifinal. Make it to the final.
Earn another game.
So, I mean, Ron's been there.
Oh, I've seen Ron dance.
Oh, yeah. Those post-game dance parties in the locker room, man, those are pretty epic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, real quick before I get out, 7:30 tip-off inside the Cove. Gates are going to open about 6. We're going to try and open up a little bit early. So get out there. Get ready to rock and roll. It is a blackout.
You wearing those black unis again?
We're wearing the black unis.
Those are so sick, dude.
And everybody wear black. It is going to be a crazy environment. If you haven't bought your tickets, please go ahead and get them. The tickets are linked in our stories that we've posted on the website. And we are also it's ready to rock and roll. We will, again, $15 for reserve seating. Get those tickets quick. And $10 for general admission. Any kid who is under 5, they get in for free. And any student that has this is including Lander students as well, but if they have a valid student ID from USCB or Lander, they get in for free as well.
Word.
That is per Peach Belt conference rules. So,
sounds good.
And maybe we should get the Undertaker gong and
Undertakers.
I mean,
Ooh, that would be pretty cool. The spotlight on the intros, the starting lineups is a nice touch.
Yes.
Yeah. The blue didn't go as well as we thought for the women. Yeah. We tried. We should be getting one more for next year. So putting another one up there on the edge. So, but that's the plan. I want to get some LEDs. We,
What?
Oh, Kevin Libby. Oh, Kevin. In a casket match.
All right.
But yeah, it's
we've gone past your expiration date, so we're gonna
20 minutes
going.
I appreciate you guys.
Parameters, we're gonna stay true to them. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you real soon, man. And we'll see you in the Cove on Wednesday.
All right, guys. Good night,
brother. That's Brackin Lambert from USCB, and now Max Araj has made it to the studio. What's up, twin? Hat brother. He joins us.
And
we've got another friend in the room
your
as
thoughts
well.
What you saw in the Cove, because you were spontaneously on the call in that second half.
Yes,
you joined JJ.
Had to jump in for Red, who will be back on the call with me on Wednesday.
Yeah,
by the way.
It was what you wanted to see out of USCB on Saturday. I mean, that's it. We needed that win, and the crazy thing is they needed it too.
We actually didn't end up needing it, but we needed it nonetheless.
Yes, but in the moment we needed it, and so did they. So the real question was, who wanted it more? And USCB wanted it more on Saturday, and it really showed. I mean, they had a great first half. Augusta played.
Great first half until the last minute.
Driving me crazy down here.
It was a good first half till that last minute where they gave like 2 threes.
Right. They gave up like a 9-0 run.
But that's a good Augusta team. I mean, this is an Augusta team that's, sitting at, what are they, the 3 spot now?
They are the 3 seed, yes. Aikens to 2. Yep. Augusta dropped to 3.
And I mean, we've beaten both those teams this season, So
I beat Columbus State and Flagler.
I know. And I would have loved to play
on the other side of the bracket.
I would have loved to have seen Flagler in the first round, but I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I'm gonna do my best to make it there on Wednesday night and be there. And what is gonna be one of the loudest games I think we have ever seen. In the history
it's gonna be a blackout. As just
yes, it will black it out. Black out the Cove. But I'm going to press pause right there, boys, because we got a friend in the green room, and he wants to talk some football. Are you ready for some football? Because it is here.
Yeah.
Misa Garzon. What's up, buddy? Football person.
You're muted.
You're on mute. You're on mute, football person.
Okay, I'm back now. I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
There you go. Yeah. What's up, buddy? First of all, it was a nice weekend for your Sharks, going 2-1 up in Charleston. Couple of nice victories.
Yeah, no, we had a very good weekend against some top 5A competition. Friday night lost to Riverside, who are the 4-time defending state champs in 4A, 3-2. Down 3, I think, at halftime. Made a furious comeback in the second half. Really proud of how we responded with our team. And then Saturday, we beat Stratford, who was the lower state champions last year in 5A, 6-1. And then Sunday, we beat 9th-ranked Malden 3-2. Fun match there at the end. It was 2-2 to like the last 10, 12 minutes. We scored and then held on for dear life. And tomorrow, we're back at it again against number 2, 5A, Ashley Ridge, here at the Shark Tank. So not a light way to start the season. Yeah,
as it should be. As it should be. Getting you ready for a always difficult Region 6 4A with a new wrinkle, and actually 2 new wrinkles, I guess. One of old that you remember in Beaufort, but also Bishop England. So have you seen anything about in terms of battling bishops? I assume that from what we've seen in other sports, they are going to be quite the new challenger coming in to face off against some of these guys. So your initial thoughts on what we're seeing for First this boys soccer region?
Yeah, no, Bishop England is always a tough opponent. We have a lot of history with them. Back in the 3A days, they were always the ones taking us out until the one year when we were able to beat them at the very end with some miracle goals from Fleek and then winning the state championship.
Right.
It's kind of fun to renew that rivalry. It's interesting, though, because none of the kids who are here now have any knowledge or connections to that era because it's they were in middle school.
Never seen so long ago now.
Yeah. So, but they're going to be tough. You know, we haven't seen them yet. I have gotten a few scouting reports from a few of my coaching buddies, and they're going to be a solid team as expected. You know, our region will be interesting this year. We lost James Allen and Lucy Beckham. The last 2 years, it was a region of death. Pretty much, it seemed like every game was down to the wire. So curious to see how it goes. Buford is kind of in a rebuild in the boys soccer, but they're having a good start. Had a good showing in the Warrior Cup over the weekend at Well Branch. But it'll be a tough region with Bluffton, Hilton Head, who's had some tough scrimmages as well, and then obviously Bishop England as well.
I got to see Hilton Head a week ago when they played Benedictine, coming from Georgia. Really strong performance in a 1-1 draw in that one for the Seahawks, and they've got some physical defenders who I thought played very well in this game, and they dominated that second half against the Cadets. So I'm impressed with what I've seen very early on from the Seahawks boys team, but it's looking like it'll be a competitive region. Haven't seen much of Bluffton yet, but I assume that they'll be close to that strong levels as well. So I
think I might get to see them tomorrow night because Los Canes.
Oh, that's right. I will be there. Yeah, I'm planning on getting there for that one. Bluffton against Hardyville.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see two Lowco teams going at each other to kick off the season, especially this Hardyville team, which
Los Canes.
I'm really pumped. You know, a ton of international players on that team. And I'm excited to see how they gel together as we get going. It's going to be a fun squad to cover, and also
you got to see them a little this weekend, didn't you, Misa?
Yeah, I got to see them a little bit on Saturday. I went by. We had a 8 a.m. game, and they had a 10 a.m. game right about 5 minutes from where we were staying. So once we got back to the hotel, I went over to catch them a little bit, support them a little bit, and just kind of see how they were doing. So they're going to be solid. They went up to a tournament this weekend, and they played a bunch of bigger schools. I think they played Berkeley Friday,
we played Gaffney, Berkeley,
Gaffney,
and Greer Middle College.
Yeah, so Berkeley was Saturday, Gaffney Friday. Those are 5A schools, and then Greer Middle, I think, is 3A, if I'm not mistaken.
And they were strong.
But if it's a good preseason match, so they're doing kind of what we do with just getting tough matches to get you ready for region. I do think Hardyville will be a strong 1A contender for a state title. I know that Coach Bess and Mr. Rayleigh, the principal over there, have high expectations for that program, and they've kind of built a good foundation. I mean, look at it this way: they are a 1A program. There's the smallest classification in South Carolina, and they have a JV and varsity girls and boys soccer programs. And that's very, very rare. And they're not backing down from competition. They got Bluffton tomorrow. I know we play them next week, Tuesday we're at their place first. So we're going to the Ville next week, Tuesday. And then they also have Stall, which is a 5A school. They're not backing down, and it'll help them a long way with the region matchup, because that region will be tough with Ridgeland, Roll Live Oaks, who are strong programs. Last year, Ridgeland won the region. Obviously, some players have now migrated to Hardyville with the varsity program starting. So it'll be very fun to see that region in action. And it'll be a tough race in the lower state for those three programs.
Yeah, I mean,
Coach, do you happen to have
lower state?
Yeah.
Do you happen to have a Bluffton girls score tonight? They were in action against Fort Worcester. Last I heard, it was 1-0.
I was looking. I know it was 1-0 earlier in the half. Before Bluffton girls were winning. But they haven't posted the final score yet. Or I haven't seen it posted yet. When I was checking while I was in the green room listening to Brackin, Wednesday's game. By the way, free tickets if you have a school ID. I think he said USCB and Lander, but if you get a Mayweather High School ID, he might not let you in for free, but it's worth a try.
There you go. Yeah, Hurricane Community Night. That'll be Tuesday night in the Ville when Misa's boys come over for the home opener. There will be a great celebration to be had, and I think we may have a schedule change where we end up having a home softball middle school game that day, which would be amazing. And by the way, I'm really proud that it looks like we're going to be able to field the middle school team, because I heard today that these two Beaufort County schools have closed up shop. They didn't have the players, and I know a couple others were close. So, that makes me feel a little bit more pride about having 9 or 10, like just barely having enough with a couple more coming when the doctor gets back for physicals on Wednesday. So I think we're going to be okay. I snagged a track star today, and she said she got on the tee and said, Coach Jarrett, look at this. Whap! And I was like, oh. And then she goes, how do you throw it? And I showed her, and she took it, and she threw it about 90 feet on a line. And I was like, yep, that's how you throw it. And then we played catch for about 5 minutes, and she caught everything I threw her. So I think she's going to be okay.
Not bad.
No, man.
Yeah. I've been begging her to come out. She's on the track team. I was like, baby, just come out for like 45 minutes a day before track practice. That'll be enough.
Yeah.
You're fast. I can teach you.
It's part of the thing with 1A schools, and I'm starting to realize that as I'm now coaching baseball for them. And we had a scrimmage tonight.
You just want a piece of clay to mold. That's all.
You know, we had a scrimmage tonight, and it was supposed to be a game, but it turned into a scrimmage because for some reason South Carolina High School pushed their date back a week, and
it's next week.
I swear that happened late in the game. I swear I looked at that.
Yeah, that's
everything moved back because of the hurricane, like in the fall.
No,
I swear I saw 3-3 on that website a month ago. And now
it's weird because usually baseball and softball start when we start. Lacrosse is the one that starts early, but
lacrosse starts. They started last week.
Yeah, and so but this year
soccer should start. This is the first day, right, for soccer, or at least
tonight was the first night.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be the first day for us.
Yeah,
originally.
Originally, I swear I saw on the website 3-3.
And then I think our playoffs end the same weekend that baseball and softball do.
Yeah, baseball doesn't start until next week, and baseball and softball.
We got extended an extra week of playoffs this year. So
we had a good matchup against Beaufort Academy. We played really well. I was really happy
considering that like half the team had never played a baseball game before.
I mean we only lost 9-1. You know, like that's really good for.
And it was they got 5 in the first inning, and then you held them scoreless for like 3 innings or two and something,
did.
and then Millie ran out.
I'm very happy with how he played, and it gives me a lot of hope because I feel like, you know, because I believe if I'm not mistaken, we're moving our first game against Bamberg, which is going to be our biggest competition.
Yeah. They had a conflict and we had a conflict, and so I think
we're moving that game to like April 15th or something like that. And I'm very excited for that because now that we've moved that out of the way, because we were technically supposed to have 2 games within the first 3 weeks of the season against them. And I really didn't want that, to be honest.
Within the first 2 weeks of the season, like they were going to be
2 weeks.
Yeah, we were going to play them like Tuesday, and then again 9 days later. And it just doesn't make sense. Why are we playing our region? We only have 4 region games. Why we got to play them in March?
And I mean, those 2 games are our most important games too. I mean, it really decides who wins the region.
But it's going to work out for the best as well.
What's crazy is like soccer started tonight, and there are regions in the state who are having their first region games tonight in soccer.
See, that's bananas.
I don't
get that at all.
That's crazy because like you'd like to have a couple games under your belt before you start region play.
That's usually how it goes. I mean, look, like it's not even just at the high school level; it's at the college level.
Yeah, I mean,
look at USCB's men's and women's basketball schedule. Look how many games they had before they even started.
And it's evenly divided. You play your non-region, and then you play your region.
And then it's like in pro sports, you have like a decently long preseason. Most pro sports, or at least a few preseason games, which is like non-conference. Yeah.
Well, and I also think we need to allow more scrimmages in high school league. Only allowing 1 or 2 if you don't play a preseason tournament. That's crazy to me. I think we should be able to go have joint practices / scrimmages as much as we want. If you can arrange it, do it. Like
you can do it in the summer.
Yeah,
not in season.
Sure as hell would help my team.
Libby wants to know. He says you look like a contender. You want to humble the kids early, right? Absolutely, you want to humble them.
Yeah, I mean, if Libby, if you look at my history and records, our schedule is always tough. I am a firm believer that iron sharpens iron, so I will gladly take a beating against a non-region opponent to get us ready for region. So last year, perfect example, we had a brutal schedule, and it helped us get far in the playoffs to make it to the 3rd round. So trust me, I try and schedule easier games, and every year I go with the mindset and make it easier. And then I end up playing out of my first 4 games, 3 teams are ranked in 5A. You know.
Yeah. I mean, there is certainly there are years where you probably have a younger team or less experienced team that you don't want to break their spirits early. You certainly want to give them a little bit of confidence and some success early. But then as soon as you do that, you need some humility to be like, see, there's layers to this stuff.
And this year, half my team are new starters. And I have about maybe 8 to 10 new players this year. So we're fairly new in terms of if you look at the roster turnover from last year. You know, so I was kind of worried this weekend into heading, hey, our first game is against the 4-time defending state champions. And, you know, we get beat down 3-0 at halftime. And I'm worried, like, okay, this is how we respond will let me know how our season's going to go. And then we respond by scoring 2 goals and holding them to no shots in the whole second half. Making a good game, and then, you know, it turns to a good weekend. So it's definitely the mindset that we have, and, you know, and you know, playing tough games. That's why I like what Hardyville is doing, because that's what we are about. You know, hey, we'll take a tough game and maybe get our behinds kicked, but trust me, like I told my guys this weekend, I can't imagine you're going to see too many teams in our region at the level that we saw Malden and Riverside or Ashley Ridge tomorrow. So if we can survive those and play as well as we have, then when we see region, when we see Colleton and Beaufort and Bluffton and Hilton Head and Bishop England, we're not going to have that worry of, oh man, are we able to play up to this competition? Because region games are different. It's more to it, especially when you have a rivalry with Bluffton and Hilton Head like we do, and Beaufort and Bishop England. It adds to it. So it's being able to have the mental fortitude to be able to overcome those games and play close games and not, you know, just mentally break down and then have a spiral of a season that goes downward.
I think this is it right here. You find your no quit dogs in a beatdown. You figure out who
learn a lot
is truly a competitor and hates to lose and will just keep fighting to the end.
Who's gonna
and I'll use an example. I use an example Saturday at the Hardyville Berkeley game. Berkeley scored, I think, maybe 12 minutes into the second half, and I'm literally right behind the goal talking to another coach. And Berkeley scored on the corner kick, just great shot. And at that time span, Berkeley was just dominating. Like, they were creating chances after chances. I had to leave because we had to go grab our team lunch. And then, you know, I got a text later saying we tied and we advanced in penalties. And I was like, okay, you know, because when I left, Berkeley was dominating. Berkeley was the better side. They were getting all the chances. And then it's things like that where that experience, that moment for that team is going to help them when they're playing Richland, Hardyville, Bamberg, whoever they're playing later on.
You want to see the goal? You want to see the goal that tied it?
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
On the sideline?
All right.
Oh, yeah, he put music on it. I forgot on this one.
Whoa, camera.
Yeah, I think the cameraman got a little excited. But that was Jason Villatoro, who is better known to the softball program at Hardyville as Mr. Oriana.
Yeah, no, it's been good. By the way, shout out to Christian Academy Boys Soccer winning the Warrior Cup. And I believe Bridges Girls won the girls side.
Beaufort Girls, I believe.
Yes, you're right. Beaufort Girls won the girls side. So a lot of games early on. So we have a lot of soccer. And look, I was doing the soccer schedule on the spreadsheet we have. And I got to the end of March just on the boys and I had to take a break because I was like, it's a lot of games.
There's a lot.
I think tonight, Battery Creek boys beat Hampton County 3-0 tonight. I got that score update. I don't know if it's on the ticker, but I'm still waiting for the girls. But tomorrow we have Bluffton, Hardyville at Bluffton. We have May River, Ashley Ridge at May River. I'm trying to think what else. There's a few games in the docket as well locally. A lot of soccer.
Ridgeland at BA, Pinewood at HHCA.
Yep.
Hardyville, Bluffton, Ashley Ridge at May River. Yep, that's it.
Still looking for a Bluffton Fort D score from tonight.
And Richmond Hill at Hilton Head girls.
Yep, Richmond. Bridges Prep girls play BA girls at 5:00 tomorrow as well. Christian Academy girls host Pinewood Prep tomorrow at 5:30. You already said Richmond Hill Hilton Head girls, right? Yeah, you just said it.
Yeah.
I think that's all I see on my end. But yeah, a lot of soccer. So if people want to come out, just support your programs. You got plenty to choose from. this season a lot. And shout out to Colleton County, had a good tournament this week as well for the boys. They also have a JV program. I got to see them at the JV tournament. These are young programs, the Hardyvilles, the Colletons, you know, that are trying to build something, and it's important that the community support them as they grow, you know, especially with a 1A school like Hardyville. You know, I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do over there. You know, and I'll be there next week. I've never coached a game or played a game in Hardyville campus, even though I'm an alumni. There was no Hardyville at the time. Now I've never coached a game there. We were supposed to coach one last year for JV, and that got moved to Ridgeland. And I was at Colleton for the varsity game, so I'm kind of excited to, you know, to go to the what do you guys call it? Is there a name for the stadium?
No, not per se. I've been calling it Hurricane Alley, just the whole complex, or the Ville, of course. But yeah, I like Hurricane Alley. I've kind of been leaning toward that. I don't think we have a name for the stadium. We may have to come up with that. The kids want to call things the Fallout Shelter, but I'm like, Fallout doesn't have anything to do with hurricanes.
That was that's more like
if you're gonna call it a shelter,
nuclear. It's not really a hurricane.
Storm shelter.
The storm shelter.
Yeah, the storm shelter. But I think Hampton already uses that, and the road, our bus loop was actually called Hurricane Alley. So I just like Hurricane Alley.
Well, we'll be at the Alley next week for our JV varsity boys doubleheader. So I'm excited to go there, and you know, just as an alumni of Jasper County, it's good to give back to the programs in a different way, you know, by giving them this exposure and supporting them from outside, obviously in season, you know, as vice president of the Coach Association, you know, making sure the players get recognized. And I do think that, you know, this year is going to be a special year in the Lowco for soccer. So, you know, just keep watching. There's a lot of soccer for sure. Between Skeeza and high school league down here, it's a lot of soccer. Just
and
about
a lot of really solid
like
programs too.
Yeah,
I mean, just across the board. Like BA, you know, they got solid programs. Hilton Head Prep, girls,
Bridges
very
as well.
Good. Bridges is coming up big time. You know, so it's Hilton Head Christian obviously is always solid. JP2 teams are always solid. So it's across the board. And that's testament to, you know, the grassroots stuff happening and all the different club programs and all that stuff. So good stuff, man. Well, anything else, Misa, before we let you be alone for the night?
No, just I believe tomorrow's game may or may not be streamed. I think Javon is Javon still here, or did he already leave to go get his songs ready for tomorrow? But you know, we might be streaming our games tomorrow for the May River Ashley Ridge. Again, it's going to be a good match. And just a lot of soccer this week in the area in the Lowco. So if you can't make it out tomorrow to one of the games, then schedule's up on the channel. There you go. So Buford's Home will be streaming the first May River soccer game. It only took them 20 years to do it. But you know, I expect a lot of songs tomorrow and hopefully give a good match. But it's going to be a great season for soccer for boys and girls. You're going to see a lot of good teams, a lot of good competition, a lot of local matchups, which is awesome. We'll need more of it to grow our sports, so it'll be exciting.
I co-sign that.
His schedule is loaded up this week. He's got Ashley Ridge at May River, and then on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, he's got Goose Creek at Bluffton Girls. And then on Wednesday, he's got May River at Buford Girls Lacrosse. And then on Thursday, he's back at Buford High for Hardyville versus Buford Boys Soccer. Friday, Carrollton, or I guess is that Friday? What day is the 7th would be Friday. Sorry.
Okay, yep, that's right.
I misled you. So yeah, Tuesday.
You mentioned 2 games on Wednesday. I think you mentioned 2 games on one day.
Friday was Hardyville Buford, and then Saturday, Carrollton, Georgia at Bluffton Girls Lacrosse.
Why is Libby trying to make this a
well, I don't know what he's doing.
Edie comments on the article of private schools and then the court is a shame. That's another show. I love to get into that.
That is another story for another day.
Look, Jamon, I don't control that. Okay, we've been asking for a cell tower. I get 1 bar at the stadium. I don't know how you get internet to stream games at Mid River. You are using some kind of you know, Starlink type thing, but yeah, we have been asking for years to get Wi-Fi.
They got to build a cell tower in New Riverside, though, right? I mean, there's so many houses.
They're building houses.
Yeah,
and we can't expand the road because the people who own that whole property, the complex back there won't do it. So it's just, hey, let's build more houses, but let's make it more difficult to get signal. Like I get 1 bar at the stadium, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, but Javon will be there tomorrow. So the inaugural high school soccer kickoff for Beaufort's own. Is Javon going to do next week Tuesday? The what are we going to call that? The May River Hardyville game. We had to come up with a name, with a derby name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got
Sharks.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah. All right.
I think
The
on
county line derby.
Yeah.
I don't know.
the school choice. The school choice
You have-
derby.
Yeah. Hardyville. It's a little ways away from May River. He'll have to.
School choice derby.
We'll I'll get with the Hardyville crew and come up with a name or something for the derby.
Yeah, we do got to
We
come
gotta
up with something.
The backwoods dart. I don't know.
They're not the Warriors, they're the Sharks, bro.
That's true.
Sharks.
Yeah. Well Branch is not playing the Canes this year. I'm thinking
We're
soccer.
talking about the Sharks. But all right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you hopping in with us tonight and all you do, and we wish the Sharks the best of luck. And I know we'll be talking to you real soon, buddy.
And everyone in the local soccer scene, the best of luck.
Absolutely.
You're an advocate for everyone.
Yep. See you, buddy. No, I was just wishing Misa and the Sharks good luck, but I do wish them all luck, of course.
Right.
Of course.
No, I was just saying about how I enjoy Misa being an advocate for everybody, not just
he's an everyman always. He recognized real, right? He knows ball. He's a true ball knower. Sharks versus Canes, the battle of the atmosphere. It's almost like a Sharknado.
They're both like
so we get a
natural disaster in the ocean versus a animal predator in the water.
Yeah. Sharknado was a thing, so why not the Shark Cane?
Yeah.
Shark Cane. Most of the earth is water. Facts. About 75%, right? And our bodies, surprisingly.
Yep.
And snakes on a Sharknado. I've had it with these mother bleeping snakes on this bleeping Sharknado. All right, getting to some sponsors. Our Lowco Booster Club. We've got Hudson Seafood House on the docks back for another year. Great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. And presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode. We'll have a new one out coming Thursday this week. So looking forward to that. And our new sponsor, Hilton Head Furniture, courtesy of Max. Great spot right here in the Low Country where you can get great furniture that is crafted right up in North Carolina, made in the USA. It's just hard to find stuff that is quality these days, but Hilton Head Furniture is still making good stuff. So next time you need furniture, get it from Hilton Head Furniture, and maybe you won't have to buy any new furniture for a while. And then our other Lowco Booster Club sponsors, Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, our official chiropractor, find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, getting your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. And we welcome one of our Rileys. I don't think the other Riley been in the chat yet tonight, so I think you're the only one in the chat tonight. So you're good. Your bro ain't made it. Hat on a hat. You boys are fun. I don't know what that means, but except me and Max are wearing the same hat. Maybe that's what it's about. Not really.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know.
Go Canes. But all right, fellas. We've got about 5 minutes left here, so a great time for parting thoughts. And I've got one I'm saving for the end that I know we're all going to weigh in on. But you guys have any other thing that you want to mention?
I just, last couple of days, I've just been hyped up for Wednesday. We haven't seen anything like it because this is only our second year having a basketball team or teams here in the Low Country, and now we get for the first time a playoff atmosphere in the Cove. I just have been looking forward to it was training towards that for a while, but now it's official. I am just incredibly hyped, and to see the blackout, to see those students amped up to another level. It is going to be one incredible evening, one incredible atmosphere. I think it's going to be hard to beat this Sand Shark team. I know. I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I don't care because you're playing. You haven't been playing the Cove. You're playing a Sand Shark team at home. That's the real advantage. Is playing at home in a game like that.
Yeah, and the more recent game that was in the Cove was not competitive. So, no, it's probably the best of the 3 matchups. North Georgia was definitely scary. Flagler
Flagler's like they're trending upward. They're playing from great basketball.
Flagler,
Even though they lost.
I would have loved to see Flagler in USCB round 3. I wanted USCB to win round 3.
Sure.
You know, like
I probably wouldn't want to see North Georgia.
I think Lander is. I did. Yeah, that was the last team I wanted to see. Out of those 3 teams, North Georgia was the last team I wanted to see because they were scary, especially after that loss that USCB had to them up at North Georgia. I was just very worried.
I mean, we should have beat them then. They got a lucky shot.
Yeah, we should have, but we didn't. And they are scary. Yeah, despite their record, I mean, any team right now is scary in the Peach Belt Conference, but that one just seems to be on a different level for me. So I'm actually excited for this Lander USCB game because I think it should be a really good one. It always is between any team in the Peach Belt Conference. It usually is always a good one. But I have a good feeling come Wednesday, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I feel good about it too.
I do. Yeah, I really do feel good about it, and I'm excited for that game because it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a great game. It's a primetime Wednesday night game. 7:30 on a Wednesday night. What could be better than that? So
where else would you?
I could tell you what could be better is us getting another home game if we win.
Well,
the other 3
that would take
all 3 of them losing.
Yeah, crazy set of circumstances.
Hey, it could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen.
With this,
as Wes said earlier, it's a non-zero chance.
With this freaking conference, it can definitely happen.
So I mean, telling me there's a chance. Lander, I hardly know her.
Bury the land, no doubt. Non-zero probably.
That's what I said earlier. Hey, I'm a math numbers guy, so I got.
I'm about non-zero probability. I'm with you on that. All right, Max, you've queued something up here. Do we have some unis?
I found another uni. I know how much we like some Vice U unis. Well, here's the baseball Vice U's.
Oh, I really do.
Miami Vice.
Take a look at those.
That's nice. I really, really like that.
That's very cool looking. I want the hat. I'm not gonna lie. I like the hat. The hat.
Those are sick.
Yeah, I love those. Those are really, really cool. I saw those as I was coming across my social media feed. I was like, yeah, I gotta share those. And
who would really like those is Trent.
I will show that to Trent on Wednesday. He would like
Trent's
those. He would really like those. Speaking of Trent, Trent, Millie, that entire baseball team, I'm so proud of tonight.
Emiliano Santiago.
They really showed up tonight. The 2 Santiagos, Jay and Millie, and Trent really showed up tonight. We got to get better at hitting, but that's going to come as the season continues. It's only game 1. It's not even a game; it's a scrimmage. But it shows us what we need to work on. And I mean, offensively, I think we're okay. Pitching was fantastic tonight for us, and I'm very excited about that. And the biggest thing we're going to work on is defense. I mean, that's really been our biggest issue this season is getting this team to really play good defense. But I'm very excited with our team tonight. Despite the loss, that's a good looking Buford Academy team. I'm not gonna lie, they look pretty strong as a team.
Well, yeah, the kid who was pitching for him was tough. Jones.
He was tough. But we fought well against him. I'm very happy with how we did against him because I wasn't sure going.
Yeah, had some good at bats, made him work. Didn't get any hits really, but got some guys on base.
I'm very excited about this team. I'm glad it was a great turnout. We had a good crowd, and was very, very happy about that. Had some of the softball girls cheering us on, so I'm very happy. It's our first scrimmage / game. And I'm very excited with how this team is looking, and I'm really proud of how they played tonight, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season to continue. And hopefully our next game won't be Bamberg. We'll see. But We technically will have a game at least the 22nd, the 20th or 22nd of March, but
Wes
we're
needs
very excited.
more branded Canes logos.
That's
we
very true.
We gotta get Wes in Canes gear.
He's got to get some.
Yeah,
Canes.
I gotta get
But
checked out.
I'm very happy.
I
with
am
this
an
team.
honorary Hardyville Hurricane. Now,
right.
not like you guys, but you guys are in
You're
the
not
thick of
fully
it.
immersed yet. But,
Yes,
we'll
but
get
hey,
you.
I will be tomorrow because they're coming to Bluffton. The soccer team is, and I'll be over there for that one. Yeah,
that's right.
They play a fun brand of football, and they play clean, and they play well together. It's fun. They're fun.
looks like
they're very fun.
And Fox always has good, so it'll be a well played game.
This baseball team that myself and our head coach Eamon Collins is that the team we have. I'm very happy with, and I'm very excited to work with this team and improve their seat on as the season continues. And I really do think we have a shot at winning region. I really do. Like if we can beat Bamberg at least once, and beat them well, I think we have a chance. But regardless, I do think we can make playoffs this year. I think we're gonna have a good enough team to do it.
I know we're gonna make the playoffs. I guarantee we're gonna make the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
there's only 3 teams in our region.
There's only 3 teams in our region, but I it all depends on how we play Denmark Olar. Forget Bamberg.
Wait, they got a team?
Does Denmark have a team?
I don't think so.
No,
I think
it's Allendale.
Just Allendale, Bamberg, and us.
All right, yeah, it's Allendale. But I'm excited to see what this team can do, and I really think we're gonna have a really good season for our first year and our first ever game in the program's history tonight. It was really impressive to see because it could have gone so much worse. But
look, we could not win any games or very many games and still have a successful season in my eyes. Just because we literally have like 3 guys or 4 guys that have ever played baseball before.
But keep an eye on this baseball program as well as the softball program because a couple years out from now, we're gonna have some really strong teams.
I'm feeling a little salty about the varsity right now. It's we're starting to come together, man. We're starting to come together. Like,
and you got a new coach with you this week, Coach
Gabby started this week. Gabrielle Jimenez, who we talked about a lot on here back when she was in high school at May River, and she was on her way to play at USC Upstate, and then had to have ankle surgery on a tendon in her ankle, and was facing the red shirt and rehab, route, and just couldn't see herself going through that part of it, and came back to coaching. Came back to school at USCB and started coaching and teaching young girls how to pitch and how to play. And I reached out to her to be my assistant, and it took forever to get her cleared through HR, but we finally did, and she was out there Sunday with us.
Nice.
Girls some skills, and then out there today, and the girls love her, and she's a rock star. And she went over and watched. Awesome. She brought a friend to practice today to help us, and they went and watched the baseball game for a little bit. So they're all in on.
Love the community that's being built over there in Hardyville. That's great.
I'm really happy Gabby's here. Gabby's going to be such a great coach, and I really do think she has a path to being a college coach one day too. I can definitely.
She's going to be. She's found her purpose. She's a coach.
That's her calling. That's definitely her calling. It is so
she
obvious.
knows that, and we've been talking about already about what's next for her because she's really good. So one other thing that I wanted to end on, and it's a somber note, so I hate ending on a somber note, but this one's worthy of it. Rest in power to Jay Wendell, who was a great friend to LowcoSports, to the entire Low Country community, especially the sports community. He coached in the rec leagues on Hilton Head and all that stuff. His son Connor is one of our favorite kids that we cover in the Low Country. Just an absolute rock star of a kid. Just going to be a tremendous man. When he's grown, he's already quite grown. He's a big old boy. Tremendous young man. And Jay. Everybody knew Jay, and everybody loved Jay. He was,
everyone knew him. He was an important person in the history of Hilton Head. He did a lot around here in terms of just tourism industry, and also he was a prominent person, but also a very just great individual to be around.
Generous, just a generous, giving person who he probably like-minded to us in a lot of ways as far as the way we view our community and sport, the role of sports in it, and all that stuff. And just a great family, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, I turned 47 on Saturday, and Jay's 50. So
Yeah.
it's scary, and I haven't seen any details on exactly what the
I haven't
situation
either.
was with his passing. Obviously he was very young, so you're always curious about that, but just terrible, another terrible loss for our community and for certainly for Hilton Head. He was well known there, worked in a ton of different. I know he was at the Sonesta at one time. I think he was at the JW Marriott in Savannah for a while. Like he's bounced around in hospitality, but he's always led teams and been tremendous. And I know he was at the Tiki Hut and whatever that one is, most recently Omni, or Marriott, whatever the Tiki Hut's part of. But Jay was just a super guy, and we're gonna miss him. And we've been having too many of these lately.
I know. It's horrid.
Pool Bar Gym passed recently. Another
Yes,
hill.
I saw that. It's
I
hard.
guess we all go in one day, right? But
I know,
but it's
but
really
it's
tough when it's
hard to
someone
see it.
in the prime of
Yeah,
their life like Jay, and
Yeah.
with the son who is just about to go out on his own in his journey. So our thoughts are definitely
especially with Connor as well.
Connor and the family.
Yep.
It's one of those things as of lately, at least over the last year or so, and something I've noticed because
It seems like it.
and we of course we lost Tim, and that was extremely difficult to
Right.
deal with.
Especially with how young.
And now losing Jay, who was a great part of this community, and Pool Bar Gym. I saw that
And
the other
Bud
day.
Sullivan, our favorite umpire, Bud Sullivan, passing
Bud
recently.
Sullivan,
as well.
big old Bud, man. I loved Bud. He was great. And it's hard. And on top of that, I've lost. Tim was a great friend for me, and I've lost 2 other friends over the last year, and it's hard, but it makes you think about how precious life is, and so you just gotta take life one step at a time, and I think that's what we try to do here every day, and I think everyone here who watches us thinks the same way. So
just celebrate the moment, right? I mean,
That's
live
why we do this.
live life as best as you can.
Yep.
Do whatever you can to make your life the best it can possibly be.
Make a difference for others around here, and that's what seems like the common theme for a lot of these people. Most of these that we've unfortunately seen pass way too soon is even when you think about Tim, what the difference he made working with us, and just what he did as a young man. So they're doing the right things, helping others, making positive difference in this community. So it's always tragic, and it doesn't deserve to happen.
And live with purpose and positivity, and I think Jay embodied all those things. So rest in power to Jay Wendell, a great man that we'll miss here in the Low Country. And guys, I guess with that somber note, we'll bring it in for a landing, but we'll be a little more upbeat when we join you again tomorrow night for the LowcoSports Lowdown. We'll be talking about everything going on. Lots of soccer on tap tomorrow, as well as a little baseball, lacrosse. We got everything going on about every day from here on out for a while. So, fellas, thanks so much tonight. Thanks to Brackin Lambert for joining us to talk Sand Sharks. Get your tickets before they sell out. 7:30 Wednesday in the Cove, USCB against Lander in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Thanks to Misa Garzon for filling us in on the football. One of our best friends in the LowcoSports universe. Everybody loves Misa, except when Misa be trolling. Sometimes he do be trolling. But thanks to Kevin Libby hanging out in the chat with us. And thanks to all of our sponsors, as well as all of you for showing up to listen or watch. We will see you next time. Until then, for Max Araj, Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Loco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.